Here's my list of the best DCU animated TV shows. Number 8, My Adventures with Superman. Now, I've talked about this show before on my channel. I do enjoy the anime style type twist, but I still think there are a lot of aspects that I wish the show didn't change. For example, every bad guy looks like a mini Gundam and just doesn't pop like they do in the comics or in any other iterations. And much like BVS, they made Lex Luthor into this annoying, whiny little bitch. But I do really enjoy how they went about with the Kryptonians, especially with their sleek design, and making them this unstoppable force. Jack Quaid is a perfect fit for the voice for both Clark and Superman, but I'm still a little mixed on some of the new powers that the show introduces to the Superman character. Overall, the show is great and refreshing, with amazing character development and a believable love story between Lois and Clark. I really do hope we get some more seasons down the line. Number 7, Creature Commandos. Much like what the Harley Quinn animated show did, being a rated R, balls-to-the-wall DC show, Creature Commandos takes it to a whole other level. I enjoy this series being one of the first projects to introduce James Gunn's arc for the DCU. I think it's really cool that both the live-action movies/shows plus the animated series are all interconnected compared to the Marvel formula. My only concern, which I have talked about in a previous video, Rick Flag Sr. in Creature Commandos and him in Peacemaker don't feel like the same character, and I'm not just talking about his hair color. Just felt like they were two separate characters with two very different goals and personalities when they are meant to be a continuation of the same person throughout different medias in the DCU. But the show as a whole has amazing action, great character development that get you invested with interconnecting flashbacks, while also introducing a bunch of different characters we never got to see on screen before. Plus, James Gunn has said that the actors who voice the animated characters will play them in live action. So hopefully we'll see them in the near future. Number 6, Superman, the animated series. This is one of my absolute favorite shows growing up. I really learned a lot about the character of Superman from this show, on top of the large catalog of villains he would go up against, like Bizarro, Mr. Mxyzptlk, Parasite, Darkseid, Metallo, and even Lex Luthor, voiced by the great Clancy Brown. Tim Daly as Superman/Clark is one of my favorites, Brad Garrett as Lobo is iconic, and Dana Delaney as Lois Lane is top tier. I mean, some of my favorite episodes were like Nighttime, where Superman goes undercover as Batman to find Bruce Wayne, who's been kidnapped. The one thing I always enjoyed from this show was the team-ups with the other Justice League members, especially with Batman, which luckily eventually led to the amazing shows Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. Number 5, Batman Beyond. After the amazing run of Batman the Animated Series, fans were clamoring for another Batman series, and luckily we got Batman Beyond. The show revolves around a young kid named Terry McGinnis, who is mentored by a 300-year-old Bruce Wayne, where at the end of Justice League Unlimited, we find out Terry is Bruce's son/clone. I guess the showrunners forgot about Damian, but fuck it, whatever. Terry ends up taking up the mantle of the Batman in a grimy, futuristic cesspool that is now Gotham City. Batman Beyond introduces a bunch of new villains like Blight and Shriek, on top of bringing back some old villains like the Joker and Mr. Freeze. But what I love about this new iteration is the futuristic Batsuit, the flying Batmobile, and its dark cyberpunk storytelling, while still keeping a lot of the essence of what made us, the fans, love the character of Batman in the original animated show. Fun fact, in January of 2019, rumors began to circulate that Warner Animation Group was developing an animated Batman Beyond film following the success of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. But it was later reported that no such film was in the works. It's been said that Warner Brothers continues to express interest in a film adaptation, but it seems like the project might be scrapped. I think a lot of fans would agree that they would love to see a live-action Batman Beyond film, with maybe having Michael Keaton, Christian Bale, or even Ben Affleck reprise the role as a much older Bruce Wayne. But not George Clooney. We already tried that, and it was dog shit. Number 4, Batman, Brave and the Bold. This is a show that I just can't stop watching. What makes this show so great is that it brings it back to the 1960s Adam West iteration with his one-liner quips. After watching this 3-season series, I believe this is the type of Batman we need to see coming into the new DCU with James Gunn. Especially within the last few years, the Batman films have just kept the same formula, with continuing to get darker and grittier, and I just think we need to try something different. Now, I'm not saying they should fully go into the direction of this show for the new live-action Batman, But I think there are things that this show does very well that would make the new DCU Batman very different in comparison from Madison's Batman by Matt Reeves. What I like about Batman Brave and the Bold is how the show incorporates so much from the comics, where they even include the rainbow batsuit. The show does lean towards more of the comedy side, but it does get intense and very serious at times. Also, it even had a bunch of musical numbers that I gotta say are pretty catchy. Some of the show's storylines are absolutely bonkers, where Batman travels through time, going back to World War II, fighting on the beaches of Normandy with G.I. Robot, saving Lincoln from being assassinated, and even fighting side by side with his father, Thomas Wayne, while both are wearing similar batsuits. But I gotta say, Batman Brave and the Bold is one of the best shows I've seen so far to take 85 years of Batman stories from the absolutely bizarre to the long forgotten and make it work and be super entertaining. In this iteration, Batman is voiced by the amazing Dietrich Bader, which fits perfectly for the type of tone this show is going for.
Whatever you've got in your pocket, pal, that's where it stays.
I'm gonna hit you with the hammers of justice. And when I do, you're gonna feel it. Feel it. Right in your face.
On top of the show being voiced by a slew of amazing heavyweight voice actors like Joe DiMaggio, Will Friedle, Billy West, Kevin Conroy, Steve Blum, Mark Hamill, Ron Perlman, and even Paul Rubin, who plays Batmite, who I think other than the Joker is my favorite character in this. It's just so well written, animated, and even the way the series ends is just so meta. If you're a comic book fan, then this is the show for you. Number 3, Young Justice. I gotta say, if you haven't seen Young Justice, I highly recommend it. I gotta give this show credit for how much it uses relevant real-life problems and incorporates it into the writing, exploring the struggles with mental health, death and loss, and even exploring the struggles within the LGBTQ community. Each season has about 20 plus episodes following the continuation and emotional journey of these so-called sidekicks to the members of the Justice League. I love that this show embraces its realistic/dark undertone. Throughout the series, there are some truly heartbreaking deaths that are so unexpected, but when there is pain and heartbreak, there are moments of love, compassion, and hope that will get you emotionally invested, where you can't wait to see where these characters end up. Overall, the animation is top-notch, the writing is amazing, and I cannot say enough good things about this show. The only thing that sucks is, before the show got canceled, the last season ended on such an amazing cliffhanger. And from what I read, with Warner Brothers possibly being sold to Paramount, I doubt we'll be getting a 5th season. But hey, fingers crossed. Number 2, Justice League Unlimited. Much like the Superman and Batman animated series, this show is what really got me into the DC superheroes. Justice League Unlimited really introduced me to a lot of the characters that I was unaware of that I fell in love with. Getting to learn their backstories while wearing my Batman pajamas, catching every episode I could every Saturday morning on Cartoon Network. But what I absolutely loved about this show was seeing the different variation of team-ups, like Supergirl, Green Arrow, and The Question working together to uncover a conspiracy, or Mr. Miracle and the Flash sneaking into Apocalypse to rescue Oberon from Granny Goodness. But my favorite memories from this show is any episode with Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman teaming up, or just getting to watch them banter with each other. Even today, at 34 years old, I still put on Justice League Unlimited because it's one of the cornerstones from my childhood, and personally, it still holds up even after all these years. Here's a few others that just didn't make the cut. Here are some honorable mentions. Teen Titans Go, Teen Titans, Harley Quinn, The Batman, and Static Shock. And last but not least, number 1, Batman the Animated Series. I think most fans can agree that the Batman animated series is fucking untouchable. Kevin Conroy as Batman/Bruce Wayne and Mark Hamill as the Joker are fucking legends. And the Batman theme song is absolutely iconic. Much like what made Tim Burton's Batman successful, this show took the darkness living inside Bruce Wayne and what made the comics so amazing and created a show that, in my opinion, is perfect. The designs of the bat suits throughout the series just kept getting better and better, where the black and gray suit is by far one of my favorites. And this might be a controversial choice, but I love the Joker's original design with the black eyes. Not saying I dislike the updated version, I just always thought he looked so creepy with those black, soulless eyes. Same with Scarecrow's original design. Also getting to see the Bat family expand throughout the seasons with Dick Grayson changing from Robin to Nightwing, the introduction of Batgirl aka Barbara Gordon, and we cannot forget the dry wit from Bruce's butler, Alfred. I could go on, and the only negative I can say about this show is that we only got 4 seasons. But luckily, I guess the show went out with a bang. A bada-bang. Nope. See? Perfect example on why you should quit while you're ahead. But hey, that's my video of the best DCU animated TV shows. Please comment down below and let me know what you guys thought of my list. And if you agree with my list, please make sure to like this video. But if you disagree with my list, please make sure to comment your list down below.